Hello, Jessica. What brings you in today?
Well, I have like some unsure feelings at the moment, and I guess I want to kind of like discover where I can go with them. You know, kind of feel a little lost, a little lonely, I guess a little bit depressed.
Okay, well, it sounds like you're on a good track with emotions, so do you want to explain those to me some more?
Sure. So I found out that I've been re-diagnosed with breast cancer, and what happened, and I guess, you know, given that I've been re-diagnosed, you would think I'd be used to it. But unfortunately, it was 3 year spans, and I thought I was clear and I was good. And I say that because prior to the 3 year spans, I had had breast cancer 3 times in a row. And so I would be okay for 6 months, go back in for my checkup, find out it was back again, get it all situated, go back in for my checkup, and it was just a constant thing. And so once I found out that I was good for 3 years, I was super excited. The emotions, you know, I was overjoyed until I went to my last checkup and found out that I've been re-diagnosed with it. And so I had a lot of strength. I had to have a lot of courage for my family, and I guess I was younger too, and so I was able to do it. But now that going through it again, I don't know if I have that strength, and so I'm kind of in a loss for words for my current situation.
Okay, it sounds like you're experiencing loneliness. It sounds like you're experiencing, relapse of getting this breast cancer back. You had thought you kicked this, and it came back. So, let's talk more about what's the plan for the future. What's your plan?
Well, first, my first role is coming here. And so I realized that going home and talking to my parents or my siblings about my current situation wasn't an option. You know, I have to be strong for them in order so that then they won't feel overwhelmed. You know, they already feel overwhelmed, they're scared. And if I show that I'm scared, that's gonna make matters worse, I feel. And so my first step is to come here and just kind of get to talk to somebody and hopefully bring the feelings that I have out so then I can have the strength again in order to get through this.
Okay, Jessica, so far, does talking about, what's happened in your life events, does it bring any reassurance with your fight with cancer? Does it bring any hope?
So far, yes. Being able to sit here and talk with you, I'm able to say things that I wouldn't be able to say. I could never go home and tell my parents, I'm scared. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. And I can say that to you and know that you're not gonna be judging me, you're not gonna feel these emotions that they may be feeling. And so I get to be open and honest here, and that does reassure me and tell me that, hey, if you can get this off, you can move on. And I really do have high hopes that maybe now I can actually overcome this again.
Okay, well, the reassurance is a good feeling to have. Let's focus on, you being, closed off from your family and worrying about their family and your family's emotions and how they're gonna react. Let's focus on that.
Well, my parents are very supportive, so I don't want you thinking that they're not supportive. They're supportive, of me and of my current situation. They will do just about anything. But I know at the end of the day, when they go to sleep, they are worried. Their little girl is having to go through breast cancer again. You know, that's something that no parent wants to ever hear, much less the first time that I had to tell them. But it's a scary situation. I see what it's doing to them as well as to me, health-wise. And sometimes I blame myself that, hey, if I didn't have this, they wouldn't feel this way either.
Okay, Jessica, so what I'm hearing is you're feeling like you're a burden to your parents with what's going on.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, well, these are all, normal and natural feelings, and we're gonna tackle this step by step. We're running out of time right now, but we're off to a good start. So thank you so much, Jessica, for coming in.
All right, thank you so much. Hi, Sita. What brings you in today?
Well, I was wondering if I can talk to someone about a situation I've been having an issue with. I just been having nightmares about an incident that happened when I was in my undergrad, and I wanted to know if I can talk to someone about it.
Okay, what's the nature of these nightmares that you're having?
Well, when I was in my undergrad, I was raped by a individual that I know,
Mhm.
And we were good friends before that, and ever since then, I really never seek counseling before. I just kept everything to myself, and it's been taunting me all over again, so I figured I should get some help.
So what I'm hearing, after the incident, you never discussed it with anybody?
No, I discussed it with close friends and family,
Okay.
but I just left it there because I was too ashamed to talk to anybody else about it.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is because you felt ashamed about what happened, do you by any chance maybe are putting blame on yourself because of the situation?
I'll say yeah, a little bit, because I felt like I could have stopped it if I could, but I just felt worthless, I felt defeated, because I see myself as a strong person, all my family, all the female in my family are very strong women, so I always saw myself as a strong person until this happened. So nowadays I'm just like, can I do this, can I not do this? I question everything I do pretty much from now.
So prior to this event, you didn't have this second guessing of yourself,
No.
I'm assuming, okay? So let's kind of focus on the positive here, but prior to this situation, you were a strong individual. And so what I'm hearing now, because of what's taken place, you don't feel that strength anymore. Do you feel that there's any way you could get that strength back?
I'm not even sure if I can, because I feel like so much was taken away from me when that happened. I'm not even sure if I'll be able to get it back on my own, but I feel like with assistance, maybe I'll be able to get there and get pointed to the right direction.
Okay.
But as of right now by myself, no, I don't think I'll be able.
Okay, so let's kind of highlight, so what you're saying is you don't feel that that's a part of you feel is almost lost at this point, correct? What emotions exactly are you feeling because you feel that there's no hope in that situation?
I felt defeated.
Okay.
I felt like I was, like my power, like some power was taken away from me.
Okay.
I'm not able to say stuff anymore. Sometimes whenever, I catch myself doing this at work a lot actually. Whenever I'm talking to a male figure that's pretty much around the same age he was, I start like shutting down because I'm like, everything start coming back, so I'm just like, no, I just like scroll down to like a little squid pretty much, like I just let them say what they have to say. So I feel like I was defeated in like in my womanhood pretty much, like the strength to just be a strong person.
Now, so you're the defeated feeling that you're feeling, and you were once a strong person according to prior to this situation, and so when you see male figures, you kind of, especially if, I'm assuming maybe when you bring up ideas, and maybe if they have an opposing idea, you feel kind of, defeated in that kind of sense? Is that something that you're feeling? Okay, so going off of that, is there any way that maybe when you feel these feelings, you can kind of regain a little bit of strength?
Yeah, I'm able to from time to time, but not when they're like pressuring to they're like, this needs to be done or do this, or whenever I get that comment that they're telling me something, that's whenever I'm just like, okay.
Okay, so what I think for our next session, what I would like to do, because I'm seeing that we're almost out of time here, is I really want to focus on that feeling when you feel that there is a command, especially when it's a male figure and you feel like you have to shut down, you feel isolated, and you almost feel belittled because of it. I really want to focus on that at our next session. So would that be something you're comfortable with?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'd like to thank you so much for coming in today and at least talking and kind of opening up about your situation. I look forward to our next session.
Me too. Hi, Grace. What brings you in today?
Well, I use a lot of drugs. I kind of use whatever. I don't really have a preference. I just kind of use whatever, and that's kind of, I've hit my rock bottom pretty much. So that's why I'm here today.
And so I'm hearing that you're feeling very low about yourself.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I've never done this before. I don't really feel comfortable talking to you. Really, the only reason I'm here is because my parents told me I needed to go in. So that's really why, I mean, I want you to know that's really the only reason why I'm here. Like, I don't really need help.
Okay, why don't we talk more about that? You feel that you don't need help because your parents are the one that brought you in here?
Yeah, I didn't want to come in. And I feel like they know what's best for me, but they really don't. But I'm feeling just really angry with them right now. But I mean, I'm here. I'm gonna try it. I mean, they want me to try it, so I'm trying it. So that's where I'm at right now.
So why do you think they insisted you to come in here if you feel that you don't have any issues?
Because they're the ones that got me from the hospital. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you the story. I was going to a friend's house to use, and I always go to the same place with some of my other friends. I wasn't alone. But I met some new people there. They seemed really nice. So I don't surround myself with like bad people. They seemed nice. So my friends were hungry. They wanted to eat before they used. So I wasn't hungry. So I walked out to my car to kill some time. And a couple of people I had met in the apartment came out, and they asked for my phone. So I gave them my phone because I thought they needed to make a phone call and didn't have one. Well, when I asked the guy why they were calling or who they were calling, they said they were taking my phone. And then the other ones asked for my wallet and my keys and anything valuable I had in the car. And when I said no, because I wasn't going to give them anything because I had drugs in my car. I wasn't about to blow my whole paycheck on those drugs. I'm not going to give them to somebody else. So that's when they threw me on the ground and started kicking me, and all of a sudden they were all kicking me, and it felt like years I was down on the ground. But I woke up in the hospital, 3 days later. So that's kind of why my parents thought it would be good for me to come in.
So let me make sure I understood it. So you were at a friend's house, and upon your departure, there was a group of friends that confronted you about taking some of your belongings?
Yeah, they wanted all my crap. They wanted my money, my drugs, my phone. They wanted all my stuff, which is why I'm feeling really, really angry about it. Because I lost my drugs, I lost my stuff, I lost everything.
Okay. And then earlier when you were saying that you use all your money, all your paychecks on the drugs, can you tell me more about that? Is that what usually every time you work, is that what you use your money for?
Most of it, yeah, I use it on drugs. I mean, that's kind of a problem. That's the only problem I have. Like, I just don't manage my money well, and I want to go blow it on drugs. But I mean, I don't have a problem. I mean, I don't need help. I don't need to be here.
So what makes you come into the?
Well, I mean, my parents, and I've never tried counseling. I never talked to anyone about anything before. So I'm hoping this might help figure out a way to use drugs more responsibly, or not blow my paycheck, or not end up in the hospital. I don't really know. I don't really know why I'm here.
Okay. Whenever that event did happen, when your friends attacked you for your belongings, how did that make you feel?
Angry, violated. Never had anything stolen before. Like I said, the people seemed nice, so I don't really get what their deal was, but I mean, if I ever see them again, they have it coming to them for sure. Like, they're not putting me in the hospital next time.
Okay, so I get that next time you wanna do a revenge, pretty much you wanna do.
Yeah,
the
I'm
same
angry.
thing.
Like, they took all my stuff, so yeah, I'm really angry.
Okay, well, Grace, we actually are running out of time. If next session, if you'd like to come back, we can talk more about the anger that you're having towards these individuals, so that we can go ahead and just cover it and try to figure out how we can better help you with your drug use and maybe lead you into the right path in your life.
Okay, well, like I said, I'll come back, but I mean, I don't need help. But I mean, I'll come back, so yeah, we can do that next session.
Okay, I'll see you next session.